Hello, thank you for tuning in to this week's section of reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. This should be on the YouTube channel James 13 Wicca in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The dice and decks I'm using are listed below. Of course, if you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. And without further ado, let's get into your selection. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? What is that? Page of Cups? That could be very good. Are you allowing yourself to dream? Is kind of what I'm wondering. The Star. The Star is showing up later. So I feel like the first thing I'm getting from this is to help you be in a position to see what's possible for you to make a decision that actually works for you. Some of this isn't going to work out to your liking. I feel like if we understand that going into this, this can be really good for you. If you're not expecting it going in, it's almost like, how do I expect this? How do I explain this? Like, I'm not expecting to get everything I want, but it's kind of like, all right, I'm hoping, like, what are the most important things? If, like, there's 10 things I want, I'm not going to get all 10. What are my top 3 or top 5? And it's almost like if I can get my top 3 or top 5, as long as I get those, I can make what I want happen. Instead of looking at it like an all or nothing, kind of like looking at it like, well, I got these things and I can do a lot with these. And knowing I probably wasn't going to get everything, I chose the things that were the most versatile. So it's almost like, you know, if you're thinking of a grocery list, because I'm a foodie, there's like, instead of choosing the top things and like all these 10 things are like going to go into a certain recipe and I have to have all 10 things to make what I want, it's kind of like, wait a minute, I'm probably not going to get all the 10 things that I want. But if I can get this type of chicken, if I can get, you know, this type of sauce, and if I can get this type of pasta, that gives me a lot of options. Now I can see if I can add in other things after, but if I get these top 3 things, I can do a lot with that because I already have things at home. I can add to those things as long as they have those base 3 things. Versus like if I was really centered on getting this recipe and I can't get all my things, it's gonna like, well, I can't make the recipe I want. I'm already feeling disappointed. I feel like that's where we're going with this because the stage has already been set. Ace of Pentacles. I'll use my glasses. I can't seem to read what are on these cards. It's just the font or something, or it's too small. I don't know what to tell you. Ace of Pentacles. Yeah, it is the Ace of Pentacles. I do like this deck. I think it's pretty. I think the font is just a little small for me. There's that fire at the top, I noticed, and a couple of different sparks of fire here. Like passion is moving you forward. Whatever this is, I feel like I do have an idea of what I really like. But they're also saying, realize it's not coming together completely. But if you understand that, it kind of reminds me of a family reunion too, in a sense. It's kind of like, well, maybe everybody's coming, but I'm not going to be able to see them all at once. It's kind of like, I really would like to have everybody together all at once, but if that's not how it's going to work, how can I actually make this? Maybe I could have a couple sections of this together at different times. Maybe there's different ways I could have this. If I know it's not going to happen all at one time, maybe it can piece together in a certain way to where I can enjoy it for as much as I can, and maybe try to put at least a couple sections together, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, what can I do with it? There's a heads up to kind of like be flexible with it. Do your best to be flexible with it. Is that Pentacles? I think it is. Yep, 8 of Pentacles. It's not going to work out exactly as planned. Be careful how much effort you put in certain directions, because it's not going to work out as planned. Does that mean don't put in any effort? Obviously not. But they're just saying keep in the back of your head, maybe not as exactly as planned, but still successful for you. You can get a lot out of this situation. It's just like it's a little bit rickety at places. Do your best to not just walk away from it. This is one of those things where they're trying to set you up so you can get as much out of it as possible. Because it can be very frustrating as things just seem to not link up like they should. It can become very frustrating and give you that energy where, oh, you know what, maybe I just won't. It can become overwhelming if you're not careful, because it just feels like roadblock after roadblock, roadblock after roadblock. It can feel like that. But if I dial it back and realize I won't get everything, but I can get some things, and if I have my top 3, I wanted these 10 things, but if I have my top 3 and I just keep pushing for my top 3, I'll probably get the top 3. But like it's like looking at a recipe. It's like, well, I want the whole thing to come together, but wait a minute. If I get chicken, I get a sauce, this certain sauce, and I get the noodles, I think I have enough to make a certain recipe at home. It'll, because I have certain things at home already, I can make it work. It's not going to come off. I would like all 10 things if I can. I'm going to shoot for all 10 things, but try not to get disappointed when you only end up with your top 3. That's the thing. What is this in the center? I think it's something I've already been talking to. The Hanged Man coming in with the 7 of Cups. A lot of possibilities here. There's a lot of other things, a lot of other people in the pot here. A lot of people, a lot of cooks in the soup here. Is that what I want to say? A lot of cooks in the kitchen? A lot of cooks in the kitchen. I think that's what I want to say. There's a lot of cooks in the kitchen here. You're one of a few. It's about getting enough to feel satisfied and to hopefully not feel held down because it didn't work out as it should have. It should have worked out this way. It's just not seeming to work out the way it wants, especially at this time of year when there's a lot of different holidays for a lot of different types of people. We want this, we want that. We'd love to have everybody come together. Not quite working out the way we'd like to, but like kind of like see what can we work together. I've seen some people, for example, like they like a certain family dinner on this day or that day. It's kind of like, well, they're going to be doing this on that day, so we can't do it. I've seen people move it to like the weekend after, a weekend before, a couple weekends after, kind of like, can we still all get together just on a different day? Maybe it's not the traditional day we normally would get together, but if we can still make the opportunity happen on a different day, why not do it? I know some people have an issue with that. It's up to you how that works. I have seen people successfully do that. Like, we'd use New Year's Day just for argument's sake, just so nobody's... Say maybe growing up, everybody got together on New Year's Day to have a dinner. And it's kind of like, well, this person married over there, and this person's not in town, and this is going on here. So it's like there's a lot of people who just can't. Maybe there's 5 different people who just can't do it. But what if we do it halfway through January? Everybody has time then. It maybe is dragging out the season, but is that a bad thing? We can all get together. We can still enjoy what we would enjoy. It's a different day, but we're still having the experience. That's where they're trying to show you a different way to make the joy happen the way you want the joy. Maybe it's not happening exactly the way you would normally want, but it could be the difference between devastation and happiness. It's the difference between the 3 of Swords and the Lovers. This you can have. It's just, is it realistically flexible enough that way? You could be the person who creates that. You could be the person who's in control of that and kind of like, well, wait a minute, what do I actually want from this? Would this actually work for me that way? Is this actually a possibility? I want the experience with these people. Maybe we can still make that happen this other way, and maybe this is an option. Is that a possibility? The Garden. You could be, it may not be something that's in your control to even set up such a thing, but you could be somebody who kind of brings that forward and kind of tries to champion it forward and see if you can get other people to agree with you, kind of like, hey, wait a minute. We do have this option. And at first people might be like, no, I don't think so, Cancer. I don't like that option. Well, let's just keep it on the back burner as a possibility. Nobody has to agree to anything, but maybe some of us could do that. Maybe if not everybody does it, maybe some of us could do it. And it's interesting because sometimes when some people will do things, other people catch in later. Keep that in mind. It may be one of those things like if there's, 15 people and 5 people are like, no, we don't like that. We're not going to do that. But the other 10 are like, you know what, let's do that. Maybe not everybody can be there, but most of us could be there and a lot more than this other version. So maybe let's do that. And then all of a sudden the other people kind of trickle around or they come around in their time and then it does happen. Keep that in mind too. What is that? The Dragon's Duel. What do we have? Okay. 5 of Swords and the Star card. See it as the success it is. Whatever the situation is, it's not going to work out perfectly. It's not. Center on the happiness that you did achieve. Center on what you did get that you did want. Be careful to not look at it like, well, I guess it wasn't that great. Be careful. If you center on what you did like and what you did get, more is going to come your way. It's going to go better. It's going to link up in a positive way. There is this kind of, it's the Dragon's Duel, like what you did like and what you didn't like. The more you connect to like, oh, that worked out really good, and you really pump up the positive part of it, and you enjoy the positive part of it, the better it's going to go. It could eclipse out what didn't work. It could eclipse out what it didn't work. Not just for you, but for other people around you, especially if you keep celebrating what you did like about it and how much you liked it, how thankful you are. Like, oh, I really liked that this part worked out, and I really liked seeing you guys. Hey, it wasn't perfect, but it was great. I would rather have you there than not have you there, so I'm really thankful you were there. That type of thing. Not everybody's going to be, jumping through hoops about it, but I do feel like, it has a positive effect. Let those who don't want to link up to it, let those who don't want to see it as a win, let them just go their own way. You don't have to play into it. Enough people will see the joy in it if you see the joy in it. And it could create something new going forward. It could create a positive spin in a way that you weren't expecting, as long as you're open to it. I think we're there. I'm going to shut this down here. Hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.